I mean, I think that there's, of course, many similarities between humanitarian logistics and commercial logistics. But some of the key differences between humanitarian logistics and commercial logistics, one of the ones that always strikes me is who is the customer? You know, we have clearly, you know, the people they call the beneficiaries are the ones that are the guys that literally benefit from the aid and all of the effort that's put in. But actually they don't pay the piper. You know, the donors are the people that pay the piper, and these days they're demanding much more, you know, a bigger bang for their buck, so to speak. And I think another aspect, apart from, you know, being confused about necessarily who the customer is you know, the type of personnel that are attracted to humanitarian logistics. If you think of some of the extreme environments in which these dedicated people have to work, you know, it's not necessarily going to attract, you know, the highest paid or the highest flying supply chain professionals, when in fact that's actually where they could probably do the most good. People that, you know, are how should we say, are attracted by the whole humanitarian ethos, probably very well-meaning, but not necessarily well qualified or have the skills and expertise that's required. And I've heard this on the ground, you know, from humanitarian people in Somalia. You know, please send me some people that know what they're doing. Now that's not to say that, you know, that these guys are not organised, because that would simply not be true. If you look at the pre-positioning of resources, Dubai Humanitarian City in Copenhagen and Johannesburg, they have huge stocks pre-positioned, you know, in places close to the transport infrastructure to allow for rapid deployment in areas that are most likely to suffer from, you know, perhaps earthquakes or famines and so on and so forth. I think another thing that they do, which is very well thought out, is they prepare kits in advance. You know, things for perhaps survival kits, you know, for shelter, water purification maybe, pregnant mothers. You know, if you have to give birth in a you know, situation where, you know, everything's gone wrong, it helps them deploy much more quickly, and of course it helps them get it into the field ready packed. They're not trying to put these things together at the time of the crisis. But I think you know, people that really know a lot about what the kind of things that they encounter in extreme environments and extreme climates are the military. Because the military do many similar things, but of course here you've got two widely different, how should we say, raison d'etre. You know, and humanitarian people are always very wary about getting involved with the military for fairly obvious reasons. But actually, you know, it's some of those military logistics skills that they could benefit from. I think as well, I know that Kern & Nagel have started an institute for, you know, training personnel. I know that CILT has humanitarian logistics qualifications, Fritz Institute, and a number of organizations are definitely trying to train their personnel, you know, to make a career path rather than just, you know, signing up for 5 years, something that you do along the way, you know. So, I mean, that's why we included it in the book. We felt that it has become much more into the news after the Asian tsunami, and really the problems that they had, the lack of coordination, you know, duplication of effort, and sadly wasted resources.